Let's try the Himi Gouache set. I'm gonna be testing it out in my sketchbook. But before I start painting, I hope you enjoy this little ASMR of all the setup and unboxing. Wasn't that so satisfying? Anyway, I started out by sampling each color, first by using paint straight from the palette and making little dots, and then by mixing the paint with water and painting thin lines. The colors are really vibrant, some are more transparent than others, but that's partly because the amount of water on my brush varied, and some pigments just tend to be more transparent. But I love gouache because of how versatile it is. If you've never used it or you're new to gouache, it's kind of an in-between of watercolor and acrylic, and it's also water-based. So if you use less water, the paint is thicker and more opaque like acrylic, and just like watercolor, it can be re-wet, which is really nice because I've heard that this gouache set can get like kind of dried out and then you have to reactivate it. So this is student grade gouache, which means I probably wouldn't use it for finished pieces outside of my sketchbook. When it dries, it has a similar look to like the cheap tempera paint we used in art classes when I was a kid. But I love this paint for my sketchbook. Like, I really love using it. I think my favorite thing is just how easy the design of the packaging makes it to start painting. The paints are right there. I don't have to squeeze anything out of the tube or wet the palette to get started. It's just ready to go, just because I'm lazy and it's kind of hard to decide what colors I want to use. And when painting, sometimes the setup can be such a barrier between wanting to make art and actually making it. Also, please ignore that I misspelled gouache and then rewrote it and misspelled it again. Anyway, then I started playing around with transparency, making a little plaid pattern, and it's not as nice as regular watercolor would be. That might be because sometimes the paint was a little too opaque, but it also just seems like the layers don't mix as well as they do in traditional watercolor. And then I also experimented with some wet on wet techniques, which again didn't turn out as well as watercolor, but it's not watercolor. And I just thought it was fun to play around. I also wasn't trying to make it perfect or anything. I went to art school, and in Design 1, we were making lots of color wheels, gradients, and value scales, and we did it all with Holbein acrylic gouache. And that gouache was so nice. I still love using it. It has a nice matte finish, and because it's acrylic, it doesn't re-wet. So now using this set, it's just so much fun to play around, especially because this one is so much more forgiving. I feel like I can finally break all the rules I learned in that class. I don't have to try and get the paint to be perfectly even. In fact, this paint tends to be transparent, and it's especially obvious when painting large areas. It also shows the brush strokes, but I actually really like that effect. I think it's really sweet, and it gives the painting a casual feel. Then I painted some more plaid. I tried to do it fast while the previous lines were still wet to get some bleeding between the colors. And I'm also trying to practice and play around with new patterns because I want to paint plaid on fabric and then sew it into a tote bag. I just think the hand-drawn lines would be so cute on a bag. Then I accidentally moved the palette around kind of crazy without thinking, and this yellow-orange color splattered all over some of the other colors. So I guess that's one downfall with this palette, is that it has to be horizontal and flat all the time. You can't really travel with it unless you're super careful. And now I'm doing this little squish technique just to see what happens. At first, when I sat down to make this video, I was like, oh, I have to do some sort of still life or like paint realistically so that people can see what the paint is like, because all the other Himi Gouache set like test videos that I've seen have been like that. And then I realized I'm never really gonna paint like that. I'm not a huge fan of like painting realistically and stuff. I'm much more into a naive, childlike style. So I just started painting how I normally would and like playing around and having fun and stuff. Like at first I was just gonna do the squished line drawing, and then I just got more ideas to like add more colors, like the little cheeks, and just fill in the body. I did like a black head and a brown body because I like how they're both dark values but different colors. I just think it adds a little bit more interest. And then I liked the roundness of the cheeks and how they're like kind of of giant polka dots, so then I wanted to repeat that pattern and just do a bunch of polka dots all around the page. Once I filled in the background with this green, you can see what I'm talking about with how the brush strokes are pretty visible. I think if I were to keep going on this one, I would have some areas be more opaque and less brush strokes, and then maybe add some different shades of green. But I think that being able to so easily see the brush strokes just gives you like another element that you can play around with this paint. I've also been learning how to sew, and I'm working on making my first quilt, and I've just been super into quilts. Like, I look at them on Pinterest all the time. I bought a bunch of quilt books. I think the history is super interesting. So I was just playing around with painting a quilt. I just like made up the pattern, and I included the patchwork stars because I want to try sewing those. I just think they look so cute, and they can look so different depending on what fabrics and patterns you put where. I think that's something I really love about quilting, is how abstract it is, how playful. It's just a great way to study color work and mixing patterns. And I found the process of painting a quilt really fun. You end up with the same looking pattern, but like a different media format. So I think I want to paint more quilts in the future. It's just like a fun way to plan them. And they're also so relaxing and just therapeutic to paint because it's repetitive and solid colors. And I love how the focus is more on like color relations instead of composition. It's just a little bit different for me. Now I'm painting some tulips. They're my favorite flower. I think they're so sweet and classic. And I'm actually painting these ceramic tulips that my grandma has. Each stem is like detachable from its base. I don't really know why. I guess it's so you can stick them other places, or maybe for like storage or transporting the ceramic. My grandma kept this in a doll cabinet that has a bunch of old ceramic stuff in it, like porcelain dolls or little figurines, a lot of bird figurines. Sometimes when I'm bored, I just open up the cabinet and see what new stuff I can find. So I thought these tulips would be the perfect thing to practice using my Himi Gouache set with, because sometimes it's nice to just draw from life and not have to think too much about what you're drawing. But I feel like sometimes we forget that observational drawing or painting still lives doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be like weird wine bottles or like academic things that we're not interested in. Instead, you can paint your favorite little trinkets or just things that make you happy, or ceramic flowers. And you also don't have to paint it super lifelike. I think that observational drawing is the perfect time to experiment with style and exaggerate shape language or leave some details out. Use weird colors that don't make sense in that scenario, or make the proportions really crazy. I'm not saying that I'm doing anything groundbreaking with this drawing. I'm just saying it's a good opportunity to experiment, especially in your sketchbook. And I think that the Himi Gouache set is perfect for experimenting. So basically, I love the Himi Gouache set. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts. It comes in different colors too, like I saw that there's a pink one. I would definitely recommend it, and I just think it's the perfect paint for your sketchbook. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!